Hey guys, this is Rohan Kapur here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to solve the Mastermorphix. Now this is also called the Mastermorphix in case you just get confused and you type the wrong name on Google or something. But this cube is very intuitive. Yeah, it's very intuitive, but at the same time it can get tricky. Now most of you might be surprised, that is, if you don't know the Mastermorphix, if I tell you that this piece right here, that one is a middle, these are all edges, and these are corners. This one, this one, this one, and these tiny pieces right here are all corners. Now you might ask me, why do I say that? Because let me tell you this, if you do not know how to solve a 3x3, there is no point in solving the Mastermorphix, because you need to know a 3x3 in order to solve the Mastermorphix. Now it's pretty much like a 3x3, it works the same way as a 3x3, I'm telling you, because if you hold it at this particular angle, can you see the plus right here? Yeah, that one right there, that's a plus. And if we compare it with the real 3x3, this is also the plus right there, and that's the cross. That's the first step that we make in a 3x3 Rubik's Cube, and it's pretty much solved like the 3x3 Rubik's Cube. Like, this is the first layer that we are going to solve. Same like the 3x3, first we'll solve, okay, if you hold it like this, first we're going to solve this layer, then we are basically going to solve this second layer right here, this one, the same way as we solve it right here. This is the second layer of a 3x3 Rubik's Cube. And last but not the least, we are going to solve the top layer. Now this cube's rotations are not in full. If you've just bought it and you're wondering whether this is one rotation, so if you hold the plus like this and I say R is not this. R is only half a rotation, like that. So you see, even though it might look disoriented, the plus is still there, yeah? And then when I say U, it goes like this, it's a half. So you can cut even when it's half. Now let's scramble the cube, and then we're going to solve it together, right? Now basically this cube is very intuitive stuff. I mean, it's going to be great once you learn how to solve it, because this cube is not known to many. Most people just like the pyramids, and they just like to solve the what's called the original pyramid cube. And there we have it jumbled enough. Fine then. The first step in solving a Mastermorphix is to get your middle pieces right. You see these? Now there are three middle pieces in one face. This is a face. There are three middle pieces, and all three should be of the same color. Now how do you do that? Let's say this is yellow, yeah? So we look for the other yellow middle pieces. I see one right there, and I see one right here. So let's look for the common face in all the three middle pieces. If you look around, I guess this would be the common face. You're looking right at it, and once we just turn it like this, you can see the yellow piece came out on top. Yep. And then this yellow piece, we can just turn it around like this, and this one you can just turn it like this. Now let me tell you, once you have one of the faces like this with all the three middle pieces oriented together, it's very simple to do the others. Like, okay, I turn the cube and I see green here and green here, so green is bound to be somewhere here. So you just twist that like that, and I have green done. Now red is right here, red is right here, and red is right here. So I just turn the face like that, and the red is also done. Yellow has been already done. Now if we look down, the blue has already been done. Now you take any two colors that you like, mind you, any two colors. Let's say I'll just take yellow and red, the middle piece that has the two colors, yellow and red, and we start solving this cross right here. This is a cross, and we start solving it right here. And like you solve the 3x3 Rubik's Cube, which I think most of you do if you're learning the beginner's method, just hold the cross on top and get these edge pieces oriented first, these ones. So if it's the red part of the cross, this needs to be red. Okay, I already have that done. This needs to be red, and right over here this needs to be yellow, and well, this is yellow but it's not in the proper way, so we're gonna look at that. Just in case you don't know, this thing, when it's pretty smooth, it's called flush, and when it's let's say jagged, it's called jagged. So this is flush and this is jagged, so we want all of them to be flush and in the right color. Now listen carefully to the next instruction. In case, let's start with the yellow middle piece. In case you see any yellow edges all around here and there, I see one right there, and you're wondering, hey, how do I get this? This is not on the yellow face. It's okay to turn this as much as you want, because it's this middle piece that you're turning, and it's okay to turn it even if, you know, nothing would happen if you would keep on turning it, because anyway you're gonna get it right in the end and you can fix it back. Like this is yellow and this is red, but I don't mind right now because I can just do this at the end. Now I see a yellow piece right there. So if I bring the yellow here, and this is all trial and error, you see, and I take it up there, no, it won't be fine because it will be jagged. We want flush. Now I turn it once more and I take it right, it would be fine. But at this point, what I need to remember is, what you need to remember is that when I turn this away into its original face, we see that this center has been disoriented, and we can see it's been turned halfway. So now we take it back to its original position. It was like that, and we want to bring it up like that, yeah. So this is pretty intuitive. Just take a moment and think that if I am bringing this up and this piece is getting disoriented, then I would have to turn this piece down so that when I bring it up, it will be in the original position, right, to neutralize the effect. So first you take your yellow piece down, shift it aside like you're solving a 3x3, then take this down again, this middle piece. Now when you get the yellow piece back on track, just take it 2 times up, and voila, you see, we have the yellow piece in place and these 2 edges are perfectly fine. Now you bring it back. Now you see we've just solved a yellow, we've solved a red. Now we need to get this red. Let's see if this red works. If we bring it up, no, it doesn't work. We shift the upper face, the cross a little, and now we try to bring it up. Yes, it works. Now this time it's the same thing. This middle piece right here is getting turned, right? So we don't want that to happen. So because this middle piece is getting turned, I think we'll take it down, shift the red edge piece aside, then we're gonna just twist this piece again, take the red edge piece back, turn it twice up, and we have it right there. And you see the green, the green middle pieces didn't get disturbed, and we can take it back, and you have your red edge pieces solved. Now we need only one more yellow edge piece right there, and we can complete our cross. Now there I see one. If I bring it twice up, it fits, yeah. So but if I bring it twice up, the green piece will come right here. So for that, to neutralize it, I need to shift it aside, just bring it down from the cross, and I need to shift this piece aside. I need to take this twice down. Usually we were just taking it once, but now we're taking it twice, because when the edge piece is originally fitted, it would have to become twice, right? And I take it twice up, and the yellow pieces are already entered. So there you see, you have your cross complete. Now we will go towards the corner pieces. Now what is the way to find out a corner piece? Before we were holding a cross up. Now I'd recommend you hold your cross down and look for these corners, the big ones, these corners, and you have to see your color combinations. Like this is yellow, red and blue. Look for a corner piece that has yellow, red and blue. Well, it's right here. So we just take this up, shift it aside and bring this down back. So now we have this piece free. We take it right here. Now what you need to remember is that this yellow, red and blue corner piece has to be fitted right here. But in order to be fitted, one of the two base colors, yellow or red, has to be over here. But in this case, blue is over here, which is the color on this face, as you can find out by the middle pieces, right? So we don't want that, and in such case we'll be taking that up, turning it twice and bringing it down. Now we have yellow, and yellow is right here. So since yellow is on the left, we will take this piece right, then go U and down. So now you see the corner has been fitted into place. And now we go to the second piece, which is red, yellow and green. Now red, yellow and green is right here, and it's impossible for you to take it off unless you do this. Just like, you're gonna free it. And now I bring that here, and since yellow is on my right, I take it left, U dash and down. So now I can see that my cross and my corners have been solved, and I already have one middle piece solved. Now I need to solve this middle piece, and the red corner piece that is supposed to be in the middle is right here. We're gonna shift it aside, take this up, bring that right there and bring this down. So now you can see you have your first layer solved already, and now we're going to advance towards the middle layer or this layer. Remember, always keep your solved layer down, okay? And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at these faces first, the faces which don't have this small corner and two edge pieces. So these are the faces with only the corners, yeah? So now we're just gonna do this. We want to bring this blue piece right here in the correct manner. So how do we do that? So take this blue piece to a blue middle piece and make it jagged. If you make it flushed, it's not gonna work. Make it jagged. Turn it once more in the direction in which you made it. Turn it once more in the direction in which you made it jagged. And now just do this. Pull the piece up. Take it once more in the direction and pull the piece down. And now just fit your corner piece like you always do. Up, side and down. So you see your blue piece has made it. Now we come over here and we want the green piece. Now the green piece is flush, which is what we don't want. We want jagged when we're going to insert it. So we take it right here because it's jagged now. We take it one more time, up, one more time, down. And now you just insert your corner piece. This is yellow. Yellow is on the right. So left, down, and yeah. You have your green piece instilled. Now for this piece, it's pretty easy because you also have the middle corner piece right here. So you just take your middle corner piece up in line with the edge piece, shift it aside, and take this edge and corner piece so that it becomes flush with the other green piece, with the adjacent middle piece. Bring it back in and shift it down. So now you have this solved. Now we go to the other side and we see yellow. We take the middle piece of the yellow up along with the edge piece that we want it to be in, shift it aside and bring that down. Now you take this to the other side so that it becomes flush with the adjacent piece. Bring this up, take it to the side and bring it down. Now you see that your middle layer has also been solved, and now all we want to solve is the top layer, which is the hardest part of the cube, I think, and it's gonna be pretty fun to do it. Okay, so just make your pieces oriented well, so your middle pieces should be in the right place. And now look up. Usually when you have a 3x3 Rubik's cube, you try to solve the yellow cross first. Yeah, you usually have an L or you have a line and you apply the F, R, U, R, U, R dash, whatever. So in this case we have it like this. We have a cross, and we need green pieces over here. So just like the bottom, we need it flushed with green. So this is the only piece that's in the right position. This is jagged, but it's not flushed, right? It's green, but it's not flushed. So we want flushed when it's green. This piece is also right because it's blue and it's flushed, but this piece is blue and it's not flushed, it's jagged. So that's what we don't want. Now hold any of the pieces that is right, hold it like this so that it forms the top edge of your cross. You see this cross right here? Yes, where it forms the top edge of your cross, and perform the sewn formula. I hope you know the sewn formula. It's R, U, R prime, U, R, U2 and R prime. Now you see it has not solved what we wanted. That will happen. Just keep performing the sewn formula again. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, U2 and R prime. Now it's got even the blue piece flushed, and now it's like a line on top. So when there's usually a line in our 3x3 Rubik's Cube, we apply F, R, U, R, U, R prime, right? So that's what we're going to do over here, because it has two of our edges solved correctly. We're gonna do that. F, R, U, R prime, U, F prime. So now it's unsolved, these two green pieces, but these two blue pieces are correctly solved. So now we can see that it's an L. So we hold it like that and we perform F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime. And now we just have the blue piece solved correctly. So we're going to hold it as the blue edge as the top edge of our cross, and we're going to go the sewn formula, of course. R, U, R prime, U, R, U, 2 and R prime. So you see your cross has been solved. The upper cross has been solved, and now what we need to do is we need to orient this 1, 2, 3 and 4 corners, these corners. Now we are going to apply a formula in which if I hold the cross right here, it's going to protect this piece, and this piece will go here, this piece will go here, and this piece will go right here, and it's going to protect this piece. So the formula is pretty simple, and just hold this cross as your base and just do it. It's U, R, U dash, L dash, U, L, R dash, U dash and L. So you can see now it's done what we wanted it to do. It's taken it there, and it's taken this here, and it's taken that there. But we have a glitch. What has happened is this piece has not been spun properly. So in order to spin this piece, we keep it right here, so, and our cross is right here, and we apply the following formula. We apply R prime, D prime, R, D. Once more, R prime, D prime, R, D. Now it's still not spun correctly, so we go again twice. R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime, R, D. Now we can see that it's spun correctly, but we've made a lot of mess right here. So just keep that on the top. This has happened because either this or this has not been spun correctly. So we bring that to where our unspun corner was, and we go R prime, D prime, R, D. Again R prime, D prime, R, D. So now you can see it's been spun correctly, and now we have solved our Mastermorphix. So you see, this is a very intuitive puzzle, and you need to do all that you can. You need to keep practicing. The top layer is pretty hard. And I want to show you another situation that you can get when you apply the U, R, U and L dash formula when you're trying to take this piece here, blah blah blah. So I'm gonna just show you one more piece, one more case where that happens. Wait, let me spin the two pieces around. Yeah, there you are. When I solved my cross on top and then shifted my corner pieces, I got only one corner piece that was spun incorrectly. But in some cases you will have two corner pieces that are spun incorrectly, and that can cause a huge problem for you, because if you're going to spin only one right, then there's going to be no point. And it's actually called it's actually a parody when this happens, because these are not spun correctly, either one of these. So now in this case you apply the same formula, R prime D prime R D, R prime D prime D prime R D, and since it's not spun correctly, we apply that again, R prime D prime R D, R prime D prime R D. Now we can see that it's been spun correctly, and but we've made this mess right here. And just remember, whenever you apply the R prime D prime R D formula, it's always done in a pair. You can never apply the R prime D prime R D formula just once. It's always in a pair, okay? So now we've made the mess here. If we take it to this side and do the same thing, we're just gonna make the mess here all over again, which is just stupidity. So what we do is we take this unspun corner piece right here. Don't worry about that thing, the middle piece and everything. That's going to be alright once you spin it back. And do the same formula, R prime D prime R D, R prime D prime R and D. There you go. Now once more we have to do it because it's not been spun correctly. R prime D prime R D, R prime D prime R D. And now it's been spun correctly, but we've made this mess, and that's because one of these is not spun correctly. So we take that in place of this. We make a cross right here and we go R prime D prime R D, R prime D prime R D. Now since the mess has not been rectified, we know that this one was spun correctly, so it's definitely got to be this one that's not spun correctly. And R prime D prime R D, R prime D prime R D, and with your one simple spin move you have solved your Mastermorphix. So I've just shown you two cases in the upper layer that can happen, and this cube is really amazing cube. I really like it. It's just like as if you've taken the 3x3 cube and you've you've just joined these four edges, so it becomes quite pillowed, and it's just like a 3x3. I really love it. It's pretty intuitive. It's an amazing cube actually. It's a really great puzzle to solve. Just remember, it's not a speed cubing puzzle. I learned how to solve this from a guy whose YouTube name was Crazy Bad Cuber, and he explains the top layer quite well. So if you didn't understand my top layer very well, just go to his YouTube channel. It's called Crazy Bad Cuber, and just type how to solve a Mastermorphix tutorial. Even he does it in just one go and not in parts like most of the other cubers do. Like they'll go in parts and they'll go like, okay, part 1, part 2, part 3, but that's not how he does it, and that's not how I want to do it. But this formula of doing the first layer, I have made it myself, and therefore I wanted to share it with all of you. But since it would look pretty awkward if I would just upload a video of how to solve the first layer and leave the rest of them the same, so that's why I showed you how to solve the whole cube. But my main objective was to show you how to solve this layer correctly. If you have any comments or inquiries, please type them in the comments box. I'll get back to you as soon as possible, and thanks for watching, and please subscribe guys. Bye. See you in my next video.